Sometimes the weight of expectations tries to box us in the places we weren't meant to fit.
Welcome back to the Messy Middle Unfiltered. I'm Teresa.
And I'm Irene.
It's been a wild week. Irene, and we missed last week, and it's all
I
my
know.
fault.
It's okay. Sometimes we have to just, go with the flow, change it up a little bit, whatever it is. But we're here today.
We're
here today.
I'm really excited about today. All week last week, I was thinking about my friends, and my friend is Irene. And I was like, "Oh, I need her. But the days just slipped through me. But it really made me think about our conversation today. So I think it's a really exciting time to really talk about these things. Have you ever looked at a friendship and quietly thought, it just doesn't feel the same anymore? And not that I thought about you like that.
No. And that's funny that you say that because I have been in a season of letting go and shedding and
Oh.
not allowing people who, not that they don't serve a purpose, but who don't fill me up anymore. And sometimes I feel guilty because the closeness isn't the way it used to be.
Yeah.
And
No drama, right?
exactly. And midlife, where we are right now, has a way of changing us. And when we change, our friendships do too. And that's okay.
But no one tells you really how confusing that can feel, right? I mean,
Mhm. Yeah. Or how much grief. It's almost as if there's a death happening inside of you. And, you still care about this person, but you're kind of outgrowing them at that point. And that came full circle for me this last month. And I felt guilty, but I needed to just say, hey, I'm going through a season and, I still care about you, but the friendship has changed.
I love this. So, I want to dive into it. Talking about friendships shifts a lot in midlife, how we let friendships evolve without resentment, and how we let friendships not always become a label.
Hmm.
And I think that's really true. For me, I had to do what you did. I had to look at different chapters of my life. And I knew sometimes these friends were just in my life because they were my kids, they're parents of my kids. And that's okay. And it didn't make it any less meaningful friendship. It was just a friendship at that time. And I think people forget that.
And that is such a great segue because, as we both know, friendships are not meant to last forever.
Mhm.
Like you said, you had friendships with your kids, with those parents. You had friendships when you were in school. You had friendships through the workplace.
Mhm.
And every friendship doesn't mean that it failed when it's over. So I want us to dive in, at least right now, into how do we disconnect from those friendships? How do we move away from them?
I think what's interesting is that most friendships don't need to end dramatically, right? It doesn't have to be a big blow up fight. It doesn't have to be all of this anger or, you're not in my life because
Hmm.
it just doesn't.
And it's also that we're not slamming doors. Like you said, it's not dramatic. We just step away slowly.
Hmm.
And it's normal. It's normal. Our life has changed. We are in a different season right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting busy. Last week, I wanted so bad every day to just jump on this podcast and tell everybody what was going on, how I was feeling. But I didn't. We got busy. You and I didn't get that chance to connect. And it doesn't mean I disrespected our friendship. It just
No,
didn't work. And I think
absolutely.
it happens. I think instead of just saying this season feels different, people have to make it so dramatic.
And I think because of where we are, we want to avoid those hard conversations.
Mhm.
Like for me, midlife has brought clarity and I don't look at what's in front of me right now, but it looks like, what's out there. And the distance for me, like for you and I, we have a great understanding.
Mhm.
We're friends, and I think for true friendships, there's not this, oh, I'm assuming that Teresa's avoiding me this week. I knew from the message that you sent me there was a sense of urgency. There was stuff going on, and I needed to be understanding of that. And it didn't mean that you betrayed me. It just means that our friendship has been rooted so strongly. We have such a strong foundation that it's evolved over the years.
I love so what you just said, rooted, right? That's a
Mm-hmm.
good word. And there are rooted friendships, and then there are friendship seasons.
Mm,
Friendship seasons are just like everything else. It's a season, and that doesn't mean she used me. That doesn't mean I was in her life out of convenience. It means we were a friend for a season. I have a really good friend. I never speak to her. Never speak to her. Her daughter and my daughter became really good friends in kindergarten, and the girls fought, they grew together, we never got involved in their drama.
that's great.
You know, now I live her life through Instagram, and I'm always writing her messages, she's writing me messages, I'll get on Facebook, I'll see, like, old memories about the girls, and I'll send it, and, like, in my mind, she's still my very good friend, even though her and I, our season ended because both of our girls are in college, and we're still connecting and chatting, and we always keep on saying, "Oh, when the girls get back, we have to all 4 of us get together," and sometimes we don't, right?
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean, like, it was a bad season. It was this they were the girls were friends, and we built a friendship over it, but we're still very good friends.
Right. And so to me, what you're telling me, that sounds like it was a deep friendship.
Right.
I have one like that too. My best friend lives in California. We grew up together. She married us. I'm like her older sister there. We have we have a number of years apart. But just because she's in California and I'm here doesn't mean that that friendship is over. It's still very deep. It's still very rooted. But I want to add on to what you said, that some friendships are situational. Like we have our work friends. We
Mhm,
have our sports moms. Like I know you have a lot with Nick,
mhm.
with Nicholas, with his baseball. I have friends with my daughters through basketball. And then we have our neighbors, your connections. Like I see my neighbor Joe and Eddie, and I'll say hello to them, and we'll do the chit chat, and, help each other out with, like, the snow removal,
Yeah.
or can you like watch the house because we're going on vacation kind of thing. And that's okay.
Oh, I mean, I have a neighborhood group chat that
Oh,
I'm in.
really?
Yeah, but my husband's not in, and it's funny because it's like I'm labeled as the Louie the dog mom.
Right. Hmm.
But we're good neighbors, like, we'll chat in the thing, "Hey, guys, lock the cars tonight, this is what I'm seeing. Hey, guys, the snow's coming, who needs to be, like, plowed in?" Like, they're friends, I consider them friends, they're neighborhood friends, and I think that's great, like, they're my community. There are things that we forget. Sometimes friendships are intense,
Hmm.
sometimes they're short-lived, and I think those are the ones that I think hurt people the most, right?
Which ones?
The ones that are really, really intense, like, I have
Hmm.
that were so intense
Yes.
and
Yes.
short-lived, and I think those are the ones where the drama came from,
Okay.
and I think those are the ones that, like, it turns into something with people. Because I think not to cut you off, because I know you were just
No,
and I don't
no,
wanna
no, no. Go ahead.
but not all friendships are meant to grow with you.
Nope. And even the lifelong ones, those can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wait, we've been friends for so long. Why aren't I part of all your circles? Why aren't I
Mhm.
part of all your group texts? Because that's not who you are. That's not what your purpose is for me in my life. That's not the space that you hold. And I've had friends like that too, where it's like, well, why wasn't I included in that? Well, because you're not part of that circle. Well, I want to be part of that circle, but you don't fit into that circle of my friends. And that's really hard. And then
Yeah.
you have those rare ones that like you and I feel is such a rare friendship. There is never judgment. There is never, why didn't she call me to include me? It's there.
Mhm.
And it's a comfort. It's like that blanket that you always have when you don't feel good, that you just curl up with, and it just brings you this warmth feeling, and you know that it's always there. And I know I don't take you for granted,
Aw, I
ever.
don't take you for granted.
Never. That is not, ever in my zone of when I think of Teresa, but I know that you'll always be there. And like I said, there's no judgment.
I love that, Irene.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we acknowledge the calmness you have?
You know, it's funny that you said that. I know now we're veering off our friendship topic, but yesterday, so I have my aura ring.
Mhm.
And yesterday, a colleague of mine and I were put in charge of our group.
Mhm.
Our field liaison, our boss, she's stepping away, right? She's going to be retiring in December and she wants to start giving us some more responsibility. And so my friend and I, we had to leave the whole day.
Mhm.
And I came home last night and I sat on the couch and I always like to look at my aura ring and I look at it for different things, but I looked at it specifically for the stress. Do you know how many minutes of stress I had yesterday?
Tell me.
15.
Oh my god, I gotta get this Aura ring.
It was, and as I was thinking and looking back, yeah, I was calm, but that's because there's a sense of confidence. And that's what happens when you're a midlife. We get a confidence, and sometimes our friendships don't match up with where we are. They don't feed or they don't fill us up the way they used to.
Mm.
And we shifted, you shifted, and our friendships need to shift too. And that's growth. It's not failure.
That is so growth. So, like, I feel like we need to dive into the grieving part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're great to have happy friends. They're great to have, like, friends that fill us up. Like, your calmness is really like, I feel like I'm in a meditation class right now. But then there's grieving without drama. So here's the part we don't say out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Grieving a friendship that can really, really hurt deeply.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
go.
sometimes it hurts more than when we fight with our husband because we know that we're going to have conflict in our marriage. We know that when Brian and I don't see eye to eye on something with the kids, or there's a financial stress going on, or whatever it may be. So we are expecting the conflict in marriage. But when we find a friend, we don't expect conflict
Mhm.
because we chose that person.
Good word. Chose.
And right. And so that for me is weird. It's like, what? I'm fighting with my friend? No.
And
That.
sometimes there isn't a conflict, right? Sometimes
Mhm.
so I loved how you said chose, right? Sometimes we choose people in our lives because of chapters, because of seasons, but sometimes those friendships don't always work out
Right, and they just fade away.
and they fade away. And that's where I think a lot of the drama comes in.
Mhm. They don't understand that your life has gotten busy, and I know we use that word busy a lot. It's just that, we have very full schedules. I don't know what other word we can use for busy, but that's what it is. Our energy shifts, our priorities change, and people don't understand that. And like you said, you can still love, like you still love your deep friend. I love my friend, the one in California. And there was one actually that I recently kind of quote unquote broke up with, but I
Mhm.
don't feel aligned to her anymore. And I can miss them when we're together, but I'm not that person anymore. And yes, I do think of my friend often, but that her energy doesn't match where I am.
Mhm. See, I love that because, I mean, if everybody remembers episode 1 or 2, like, I
Mhm.
talked about being mom bullied.
Mm.
And it was because of, like a group of friends that were a part of, my son's chapter, my season. And, it didn't feel right. The friendships felt very heavy, felt very much like always wanted to know what was going on in my personal life. It just like, it was too much for me. And I needed to cut it off for my mental health. And it turned into that I was being fake. And it wasn't that I was
Mhm.
fake. It wasn't right for me. And that was so empowering for me to say, like, you know what? There's too much. I'm being pulled in so many different directions, but this group needs to know so much about my personal life. They need so much, like, where are you? What are you doing? And it was like, this isn't healthy for me.
Mhm.
And that's when I pulled away and I became fake. And that where I was like, I'm not being fake. I just know these moments are not healthy. They're not going to help me grow. They're not going to help me evolve, but they were draining. And I think that's what so many people do. They stay in these friendships because when they need to feed off it or
Mhm.
to allow things like this to happen.
And the fact that you were able to step away is you have such self-awareness and you knew that this group didn't feed what you needed. You were on different paths.
Right.
That's it. You were just on different paths.
So
And so before we move on, I wanted to share with you the text that I used to break up with this. We didn't really break up. Like, we've been friends. I've known her for over 25 years. And
mm,
and we've been in each other's lives through births, through adoption of children, like she adopted kids, through the death of her husband. Not that I don't feel for her. We've been through a lot, and my husband and I and my kids, we've all been there for her. So sent me a text right around Valentine's Day. She goes, "How are you?" I said, "I'm good. How are you?" She said, "Doing fine. Just wanted to say hello because I was worried about you. Dot,
mm.
dot, dot." And then this is the part that sealed what I was feeling. "Are you just so busy you don't have time for yourself?" Yeah. And I said to her, "I'm okay. I've just been in a different season lately and focusing on some personal things. I appreciate you checking in." I didn't say anything bad. I just said, I'm in a different season. Like,
Yeah.
things are going on in my life and they're personal. I get a thumbs up. And then she says, "Okay, take good care and wishing you all the best." And that's fine. And it took a lot for me to send that text message, but I needed to tell her that I'm just in a different season right now. I didn't say, "Hey, I don't want you in my life," but she
Right.
could have responded, "Okay, I'm thinking of you. I hope everything's okay. Let me know if you want to go for a cup of coffee, if you want to get away from the house," whatever it may be. I didn't tell her what personal things I was going through,
Right.
but she said, "Okay, take care. Goodbye." Okay, fine. That's fine.
Sometimes we have to have the power of a smaller circle.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know, I've always been that person that I have a million friends.
Mhm.
I get on the bus, I have bus driver friends. "Hey, Teresa!" I have the little old men at my bus stop. They're like, "Oh, where have you been? I haven't seen you." I was like, "Well, I
Mhm.
was running. I got the later bus. No judgment, buddy."
Yeah.
Um, neighborhood friends, I told you, the chats, work friends. But as I get older, the power of a smaller circle, there's an idea that you don't have to have a big group of friends, right? Like, there's like, "Oh my god, I don't have all these people that I can, like, go out and party with." I don't wanna party. My idea of a good time is sitting on the couch, watching Nico eat his bag of potato chips, telling me tomorrow he's gonna start the gym.
Right.
Me sitting on the couch and just, like, chilling out, or, like, him and I going for sushi. Like, I don't need to, like, have this big group of friends anymore, and I think it's kind of nice.
Oh, 100%. Like, I look at our daughters, and I'm sure Julia is going through this, and they have all these large group friend chats and who's getting hurt, who misunderstood, all this drama. And I know it's part of their teenage years. I get it. And you and we had those large group chats. Like, we have basketball. And then when the girls were in elementary school, the parent group chat of, this is going on. And, oh, you're invited to this birthday party, but now I'm not invited to the birthday party. But as a woman now who is in her midlife, my small circle
Mm.
does not mean I'm lonely. I am very intentional of who I'm allowing in, right? So we said two key things. We said choosing and allowing.
Oh, yeah.
And I've learned the hard way sometimes that not everyone deserves access to my energy.
Yeah, so there's a difference between being antisocial and
Hmm.
selective.
Yep. And there's a difference between isolation and peace.
Ooh.
Like, I'm choosing the peace over the drama. This point for you, you're choosing the real over the fake.
Mhm.
And I want to have deep conversations. Not that I don't want to have conversations with, like, my colleagues, about, like, fluff stuff, but they're work colleagues. They are not privy to my energy and to my life. It, like, when we talk and when we see each other, there's always a focus of, okay, what professional learning session are we working on? What are we planning next? There's a reason that we are together. I don't know if I would intentionally choose them to be in my life. We were kind of forced together based on our circumstances. And sometimes a table for one is better than a table full of fake people, fake
Right.
girls, fake smiles, fake pictures on that social media, and hidden agendas.
Oh. So, what makes a friendship last?
Mm, okay, tell me.
So, I don't know, like, I think, I think about my midlife,
Mhm.
and I really let's start spewing words.
Okay.
For
Okay.
you, actually
All
will
right.
make
So for
friendship last.
me, what would make a friendship last in midlife is someone I feel safe around,
Mm,
someone that I know we have a mutual admiration for each other. There's a genuine care, and there's also space to allow each other to grow.
I love that. So, for me, no
Mm-hmm.
scorekeeping.
Mm,
We have baseball friends, and we love to talk about different foods or, like, snacks that we bring,
mm-hmm.
but I'm not in competition with you,
No,
with my son or your son.
no,
So, I don't
no.
wanna keep score. So, there's no obligation. I don't wanna feel, "Oh my god, I didn't reach out to this person this week. I haven't checked in on them. I'm
Mm,
such a bad person." And most importantly for me, I don't want friendships out of guilt.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I those are so important. Those as I'm growing, soon to be 50 this year, I'm
Really
realizing
fabulous.
what these things mean to me.
Mm. And the friendship that I want, the circles that I want, is I want us to be able to go months without talking, which happened to you and I,
Mhm.
and pick up the phone, start texting, whatever it is, and nothing has changed. And we evolved. Both you and I have both changed over the last several years. And
Yeah.
we're not punishing each other for it. I'm not saying, oh my God, Teresa, how dare you not call me, blah, blah, blah. And what I love about what we have, and I hope that everyone listening can find that one person. That doesn't mean that I pour everything and that I count on you to be my person. Yes, you are my person, but I have people for different reasons. You're not the one and only person in my life
I'm the one
where
and
it's a
only
complex, mature relationship. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, "I'm your one and only Teresa."
Yes, that's right. Absolutely. But I have my Diana, right?
Mhm.
I have my Katerina, I have my Mandy, and everyone we have complex I have complex relationships with them. They're mature, but it's not that I'm going to depend on Teresa to fill every single bucket of my life because
I love
there's a lot of layers to me. There's a lot of pieces to me. So,
So I love that. So I wanna, like, reflect on it from one
mhm,
thing. So you you mentioned different friends' names, and I think that's what maybe as just females, we forget. Not every person in our life knows everything about them,
no,
right? Like, I have my cousin Nina. Grew up with her since I'm a baby, right? We're not real cousins, but we're cousins because, like, we
absolutely.
are in our building together, and we became close, and we just through the neighborhood, we said we were cousins. Her
Hmm.
sister Nicole.
Right,
Now, 2 sisters, very different relationships for me with the
right.
both of them. Love them equally the same, but I bonded, and I have different parts of my life that I've shared with them. They know everything, but when we talk about certain things that our friendship is about. My sister's my best friend. She knows everything. I mean, I grew up with her. She knows every single thing about me. But her and our friendship is very different. So we
Hmm.
bonded over certain things. And I think that's such a reflection moment. Not everybody in your life has full access to everything. You have to create those boundaries to make those friendships, one, valuable, respectful, and really pure because not everybody gets that part of your season. As you're evolving, they're not passing that judgment because you are to grow in life.
Hmm.
And they can't always remind you of what you were or what you decided to let go. And I think those moments are really important. And that's a huge reflection moment.
And I think as we're going to close out today, thinking about two things. Is there a friendship that changed your life, whether it was for good or bad, like they taught you a lesson? And off the top of my head, there was a friendship that I thought, our kids were friends. I was friends with the mom. My husband was friends with the dad. We did things together. And now I look back and it's like, as I'm evaluating it, it's like, wow, these signs were there that this was not a good friendship. It was a very toxic friendship. I felt very stressed every time
Mm.
we would be together. And that's not like we had a good time. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. But it was just, I felt very toxic. And so one, think of friendships and how they have changed you in your life. And then what season are you in right now? Where are you in your life? What kind of friendships are you looking for? And choose them. Be intentional. Reach out to someone that, hey, maybe at work someone has sparked an interest and you guys are both into, I don't know, knitting or coffee or health and wellness, and just start developing it in a very, very intentional way.
100%. The best thing about midlife, there's something
Hmm.
powerful in it. It gives you permission.
Yep.
Permission to choose your life the way you wanna live it, and hopefully grow.
No. And like we said, we're given permission to choose intentionally, permission to let those relationships that have changed, let them change and don't label them as failures. They were there and they were meant for you for a reason.
I love all of this. I love
Hmm.
all of this.
Yes.
So, let's talk about what we're doing
Next
this
month.
month.
Well, next month meaning March. Yes.
Yes, we missed
And I
that.
love this. I love this. So tell me, what are we doing for March?
I think we're talking about, our version of what March Madness is. How do you feel
Hmm.
about that? Because I know you just said you loved it, so tell me, dive deep into
I
it.
did. So for me, I know that March Madness is all about basketball, but I want us to do a different spin on it because we're allowed to. I'm giving us permission to
Yeah,
talk
good
about things
girl.
that make us mad, things that we resent, burnout, boundaries. I know that boundaries word just keeps coming up for us. Things that we're mad about, like expectations and how we're processing those emotions or not processing them. Like, are we stuffing them? Are we like swallowing them? And I just really want to just put it out there and just talk about things that make us angry and mad.
Oh, goodness.
Hmm.
See, are we gonna get, like, the inside scoop of your, like, Aura ring after the episode? Like, what
Maybe.
we'll get, like, a running tab of how, like, it goes up and
Yes, 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 absolutely. So I think it's something that we don't talk about freely because we're afraid of being judged.
Okay, so I wanna end March
Hmm.
with a powerful reset. So, like, a reset of the 2nd quarter. So, we're in the new year.
Hmm.
We hit our first 3 months. How are we doing? So
Yep,
it's time to reset, dive into another season of spring, getting ready for summer. So that's what, like, we're gonna get all mad for the rest of March,
that's right.
watch this Aura ring really blow up, and then we're gonna reset and we're gonna get ready.
That's
Cool?
right. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, friends, if you have had a friendship that has changed or you are not sure of what to do with it, please share this episode with another friend. It will help you grow. It will help you not feel guilty to break up with that friendship if it's changed. So, until next week, my friends, bye for now.
Bye, guys.